G'day, we're going to have a look into this HP Envy X360 16-inch 2-in-1. Now, some of the laptops I come by have some special qualities and it actually just stands out. And with this one here, what really stood out was actually the temperatures and fan noise on this, and also the long battery life. And this does house the new Intel Core Ultra. Now this is the U series of this Ultra that you actually probably contributes to the amazing battery life that this Envy X360 16 has. Now also look at some of the other features along this video, and as always I will be putting timestamps along this video so you can skip to different sections that you may be interested to save you time. Look at the ports. Starting on the left hand side, we've got the USB type A port. This is USB 3.2 Gen 2. We've got a full size HDMI port. This is version 2.1. We have a Thunderbolt 4 port, and then a USB type C port. Now this is USB 3.2 Gen 2, and looking on the right hand side, there's nothing on the back end side here. And looking on the right hand side, we have another USB type A port, again USB 3.2 Gen 2, and then the audio combo jack. The display is a gorgeous 16-inch OLED display. Now it is a wide ultra extended graphics array, so it has an aspect ratio of 16:10 and does have multi-touch ability. And because of that, it does have a glossy finish, which means it has a glass finish to help protect it. So you do get a bit of reflections when you're outdoors, but it does have a maximum brightness rating of 400 nits. So it should be able to cut through that and still be able to consume multimedia and performing work while you're in broad daylight. The display does support digital stylus. Now this is an optional item. It is the HP rechargeable MPP2 tilt pen. Now I didn't actually get that with the unit, so I couldn't test it out for you, but at least you know that it does support digital stylus. Being a 2-in-1, you can actually change this up into different modes. So this will be in tablet mode. You can get yourself into presentation mode here, and then you can get yourself into what we call the tent mode here if you're doing other stuff. There are 4 speakers in total in the Envy X360 16. There are 2 located next to the keyboard and 2 on the bottom front of the laptop. Now when I tested out the maximum volume of the speakers, it managed to measure at a peak of 85.1 decibels. Now I consider this medium loudness compared to other laptops, but still you shouldn't have any issues doing a presentation or a video conference outdoors or at a cafe. These speakers are tuned by Poly Studio. Now Poly is not actually a new brand. This is actually a veteran brand in the corporate and enterprise environment. This is an old brand that has been doing teleconferencing for many decades. And for those who actually know, in the corporate environment, these are those devices that it looks like a gray triangle or a starship that actually do the voice conferencing, and they also do video conferencing, and of course they should do all the collaboration tools as well. Now they actually do also headphones and speakers, but this is a very well-known brand in the corporate environment. Now HP have actually acquired the Poly brand 2 years ago, and now we're starting to see the benefits of this. So they are very good with voice or video conferencing, and it definitely shows in the sound quality. It has bass, and it's the low-end bass too. We've got very strong mids and highs, as I would expect for video conferencing and voice, and it is balanced surprisingly to the lows and mids, but we have still very clear voices. We've got nice reverb and decent acoustics. These are surprisingly very good sounding speakers, and of course in video conferencing this is where it really shines. This is a recording from the 1440p webcam from the Envy X360 2-in-1. This is the video and the audio and the edits. You can hear and see what the quality of the webcam is like. Now, first kudos to HP for putting a 1440p webcam. It's good to see a high-def webcam. Rather than just putting a full HD, they've gone beyond that and put it 1440p. It's great. We can always lower the resolution, but we can't up it if there is hardware that's not there. So definitely kudos to HP for putting a 1440p webcam on the Envy X360. Now, I am in an outdoors environment, so you got 2 types of exposure. I'm also wearing more very dark, and it's bright behind me, so hopefully this will be able to pick it up. Definitely love to hear your thoughts. Now I am also in very windy day at the moment. So this is knowing that we got the poly system working, which is definitely a true test of the noise reduction to see how that goes. Definitely, I'd love to hear your thoughts of not only the noise reduction and also the colors, as I find it's very nice colors and nicely balanced. The exposure looks to be good on my side here, and it's actually got quite nice balanced sort of neutral colors here. Very nice on the actual picture quality, but definitely want to hear your thoughts on how the audio is coming through, even though we've got quite a lot of wind coming through and it is blowing on with microphone on this. So definitely love to hear your thoughts. Put a comment below. There is a built-in privacy shutter for the webcam. It just matters moving the lever to the left. You'll see a shutter that goes and covers over the webcam, and you can see the pattern there just to give you an idea that it is physically something cover it. So even if turned on, it can't get past that physical cover, so at least it's blocking the view there. The HP Envy X360 2-in-1 laptop 16 is 1.93 kilos plus the 65 watt power adapter becomes a combined weight of 2.23 kilos you might be carrying around with you. When I performed the battery life test, I managed to get 15 hours and 9 minutes for modern office battery life test in PC Mark 10, 3 hours and 2 minutes for gaming, and 14 hours and 22 minutes for video playback on the Procom battery life test. Now this is all day battery life, and it is amazing that it's able to pull these numbers off. Looking at temperatures and fan noise, when I took my measurement, the ambient temperature in the room was 20 degrees Celsius and the ambient room noise was 35 decibels. Just to give you a reference point, my hand was anywhere between 35 to 36 degrees Celsius at this room temperature, so you can hopefully get an idea of how hot or how cool this laptop could be. So I took my base measurement when the computer was idle, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. So that is actually cool. And as for the fan noise, it was dead silent at 35 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 33 degrees Celsius. Then I put 20% load on the computer. That's pretty much average use. So tasks like office activity work, surfing the web, streaming video, and the hottest air around the keyboard measure a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. That's still very cool. And as for the fan noise, it still stayed dead silent at 35 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 44 degrees Celsius. Then I put 50% load on the computer, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it still again stayed dead silent at 35 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 68 degrees Celsius. Then I put 100% load on all the system resources, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 38 degrees Celsius. As for the fan noise, it did spin up a little bit, but it measured a maximum of 36 decibels. And as for the average internal core temperature, it had 64 degrees Celsius. I also measured the bottom back cover while I had 100% load, and the hottest air around the back cover measured a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius. And of course, it stayed at fan noise of 36 decibels. Amazingly, overall, the Envy X360 2-in-1 has very cool temperatures and is very quiet. Yet it still has an active cooling solution. Amazing. As for the build construction, the Envy X360 16-inch 2-in-1 is pretty much made entirely of aluminium. So you got an aluminium bottom cover, you got aluminium top cover, which has this nice brush aluminium here. It's not really takes on finger marks, which is absolutely fantastic, and we also have aluminium for the inside with also the palm rest as well. So very nice, and still got a little bit of friction there, so you won't be sliding off. Absolutely fantastic here. Now let's do the bend test here. Oh, it doesn't really bend that much, or the flex test. Oh, that's taking a fair bit of beating there, and that will easily dribble for long term. Now as for the palm, it doesn't have that much keyboard flex. It's actually doing pretty well here. Absolutely great here. Now, as for the hinge, we're going to actually do the hinge test here. So with one finger, we just do the one finger that's able to lift, and then it does take a little bit more here. Now it does take a little bit more pressure. I'm just going to give this a bit of a slide. Now I'm going to put one finger to help it out. Now this is even pressure all the way through, and of course being X360, it is a 2-in-1 that goes all the way 360 degrees. And I'll just close it off. Now as for the hinge, continuing on with the hinge here, let's see how this grips. Now at the moment from here, I'm just going to make sure this is actually, it is now gripping all the way through, and I'm just going to let this wobble through, and yet it's not actually letting go. So that's good to see. It's not letting go here, and that's the same on here. We're not letting go of there or absolutely fantastic. Now it also has this nice, what we say, engraving of envy on one of the sides. It just has a nice little beautiful engraving, just brush aluminium, and that's also brush aluminium for the hinge as well. So doing really nice for the hinge build construction, and it just feels really nice, and it definitely easily can last for a very bit of beating and also many years to come. The keyboard does have a nice, simple, elegant looking minimalistic keyboard. It is very nice to look at, and we do have a very nice spacing in between each keys and a bit of smooth surface individual. I'll say these are medium-sized keys. We've got great key travel on it and a nice recoil as you actually depress each individual key. I would say these are medium sounding keys as I'm typing away. And we do have backlit. It is 3 settings to it: high, low, and off. And we also have the Copilot key, which is new in 2024 for most laptops in 2024, as this does have the NPU chip in it, so it does have AI helping it out. I want to make a special mention about the arrangement of the keys on the top right hand corner. I love the idea of having the delete key on the very top right rather than have the power key as some manufacturers have done, as this makes it really easy as you're typing, and then you just move to the very right and then just click on delete, as that's used a lot in programming or even just a lot of applications as well. So I love having the delete key there and having the power key as the secondary ins of there. Also, right after that is the snippet tool, so you can actually take your screenshots. That's really nice having those main keys arrangements here, so very practical there, HP. As for the trackpad, it is an interesting color. It is a different color to the palm rest. It is a little bit more highlighted, and it is a nice large size trackpad here. It is mechanical, so it's hinged at the top and you can depress as the way down. It is very reactive as well too, even with moist fingers, and you get this nice smooth surface here. It is a bit glass-like, and it is fantastic to run off. Here's the results of the benchmarks performed on the Envy X360 16. Here's the results for Passmark, Citybench R23, Citybench 2024, PC Mark, 3D Mark, Crossmark, Crystal Disk Mark, Geekbench 6, Geekbench ML, Procon Office, Procon NPU, Procon AI, Procon Video Edit, Puget Photoshop, Puget Lightroom, Puget Premiere Pro, Puget After Effects, Puget DaVinci Resolve, Blender, Furmark, Luxmark, Eugene Engine, and some gaming benchmarks like Far Cry 6 and F1 2023. Overall, I absolutely love the all-day battery life you get from this HP Envy X360 16-inch 2-in-1. It's absolutely fantastic for workaholics like myself, where I should probably work more than 12 hours consistently all day, and this will last the whole entire time and more, which is absolutely fantastic here. Now, the actual temperatures are so well controlled. I don't know if it even has any temperatures coming out of this. That's really a testimony to the Intel Core Ultra U series there. And as for the fan noise, it pretty much stays dead silent most of the time, and yet it still has an active thermal solution. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic job there, HP. And the video conferencing experience of this is just wonderful. Definitely pulling their experience from Poly, which actually also has tuned the speakers, which actually is a big surprise to me. It has some very nice sounding speakers from this HP Envy X360 16-inch. And of course, overall, just a very nice build quality and great typing experience. And what more to say? Fantastic. Easy to recommend this HP Envy X360 16-inch 2-in-1. Now, I hope you found this video informative and enjoyed it. If you did, it support my channel, smash that like button for me. Share this video, it does help me out. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.